After priming the case, the next step will be to charge the case with powder. Here I have the RCBS ChargeMaster 1500. It has a scale and powder dispenser built in. I think it's a very good device. I don't really tend to use the manual scales because it takes a lot longer to work up a load. So here I'm going to insert my powder, which is a Vivitori N160. Always ensure that on your reloading bench that you have one powder at a time if you're going to use. Never have a clutter of powders or open containers, because you don't want to end up mixing up powders, because it could prove very, very dangerous. Here, I put in enough that I should be able to use. That should do me for now. And always replace the cap on your powder holder, and always use the container that your powder comes in. Don't change containers. Okay. Keep any dust or any debris from entering in. The load that I want to use is 44 grains. So I can put in 44 into my scale, and then I have a little dispense button. So I can press dispense. Just before I press dispense, some powder actually trickles out from the dispenser when it's reloaded and comes into the tray. That can affect your weight, so always dispense it back into the dispenser. And ensure that your tray is clean and empty and there's no spilt powder onto the little pan. This little guard usually keeps any wind or any breeze blowing across, because it's a very sensitive device. And now we're going to dispense 44 grains of powder. If it goes 44.1, 44.2, I can always take it back and throw it back in here. It's not the load that I would require, so I want to make it 44 exactly. At the moment we're reading 43.8, and it's going very, very slowly, trickling the last few grains of powder into here. That beep indicates that it's now finished with the load, and it's reading here 44.0. That's the required load that I want to use. Over here I have my little funnel, and here are all my prime cases. My prime cases, whenever they're charged, I will charge one at a time and move it over to this empty case. Always divide your work up. Never have prime cases with powder in them and try and fill them all in one go, because you could lose count, and you could either leave a case with no powder or maybe double charge a case, which could prove dangerous. So put my funnel over my first case that's been primed and let it trickle in. Give it a little tap just to ensure there's any powder stuck to the funnel, that it drops into the case, and replace the dispenser, the little pan onto the dispenser. Close it over. This is an automatic feeder, so it will always dispense while I'm working on other jobs. So now that's one prime case, or one charge case, sorry, with prime. I'll move it into this little device, and then I can move my funnel onto the next empty case. And while I was doing this, this load was being dispensed to come up to 44. So it is cutting back. It's using your time efficiently, but not using a shortcut. Shortcuts are not a good idea when working with reloading. You could end up missing a step, or else duplicating a step, which could be a problem. Here we're reading 43.8, so I'm just going to wait till it trickles out, and hopefully we'll get 44.0. As I said, if it goes 44.1, 44.2, I can take the pan, drop the load back in, put the pan back, and dispense another load. Okay, we had the beep. The second charge will be 44.0. I can now take that charge, charge my case through the funnel. Replace the pan, let it do its magic. Tap down the case, ensure that all the case moves. Move my funnel to the next empty case, take the charged one and move it into my other empty holder. I will do this for all the remaining bullets. My most ideal option would be to take a charged case straight away and seat a bullet in it, but at the moment I prefer not to work on the press while this weighing scale device is sitting here running, because it could knock it off. I know the bench is solid, but if I had an independent bench, two different areas, that would be fine, but I prefer to do one thing at a time and do it properly. You must always remember that safety is the priority step in reloading. Always safety, no shortcuts, no distractions. Reloading is it's a pastime, it's an enjoyable pastime, but it can be a dangerous pastime if done incorrectly. Okay, our next third load is 44.0. I'll take that, dispense it into a case, give it a little tap, it's fed down, and I can see here, just as I spoke, this little pan touched off the trickler and it dropped one pellet of a charge of a powder on here, so I can just take that off, put it into the pan, replace the little, see, empty this little 1 grain of powder back into the dispenser, put the pan back on carefully, put the cover over, move the funnel to the next round, take the charge round and place it with the others. If you did have a distraction, you could end up maybe not charging one case, so therefore you have a prime case and you may take that and seat a bullet, so then you have no powder to shoot. The primer may go off, the primer may have enough power in it to dislodge the bullet from the cartridge, from the case, and leave it stuck in your barrel, which it's just a problem I do never want to have. So this is very vital. Also, it could be a possibility that you could double charge a case, which could be devastating for yourself. You could kill yourself with this, or you could explode your gun. Your gun could actually just be exploded at the breech. So even after reloading, always double check that once you've charged the case, look and get a little torch or get a light and shine it into the cases. Just check that they all look even, and always make sure you check every case. Don't just assume that you've done it correctly. Here we now have, back here we have 44.0 grains. We'll take this, put it into our empty case, tap it down, replace the pan holder, the little shield, tap it down, move the funnel to the next case, take that charge case and put it onto our holder. And we wait for the next load.